Coming up with the right research method for your research is simply overwhelming, confusing, and of course, it wouldn't sit well if you are a beginner. But in this video, I will tell you what a qualitative, quantitative, and a mixed methodology is. Stick around and get more information. Gamaliel here, and this is Research Prodigy. Basically, a research methodology is a blueprint you use to collect, analyze, and of course, interpret data for your study. It's made up of sections or subsections like the research design, which is how you want to conduct the research. Would it be qualitative? Will it be quantitative? We have the samples. Here you want to get a little sample of a wide population that you have stated in your work. You want to pick a little sample of the population. The population is everybody in the area. Say you have taken Lagos, everybody in Lagos, then you want to break it down to samples, say everybody in Ikorodu that you want for this study. So that's what the sample means. Then it also talks about data collection. What are the modes of data collection? Do you want to collect data using an interview, or do you want to collect data using a questionnaire, or do you want to collect a secondary data from government database, similar works, and so on and so forth? One of the importance of having a very good method is that it helps you to answer your research questions effectively. It also helps to show that your work is credible, is reliable, and other people can draw insights from what you have worked on. Basically, your choice of research method is the backbone of what you are actually working on. Without the right method on what you're working on, you get everything wrong. You wouldn't want to make such mistake. That's why I've made this video for you. The first method we are going to look at is the qualitative method. Now, in this method, you want to take or collect data using interviews. It is subjective and use open-ended questions to get insights from your sample. Say you are studying the impact of artificial intelligence on SMEs in Nigeria. You want to conduct interviews with these SMEs. You ask them open-ended questions to get their insights and what they feel about the use of AI in what they are doing, the use of AI to simplify their work, the use of AI to detect fraud, the use of AI to ensure accuracy and efficiency in the way they do their business. Other forms of qualitative method hovers around picking case studies, looking at what other people have written, comparing it side by side, and bringing or coming up with a very, very good insight from evidence that have been written by other persons or researchers. The pros of using this method is that it gives us a deep insight. We get a lot of data that tries to bring insights from different persons and different organizations, so we can compare, contrast, and come up with something that is very good, come up with the findings that is reliable. Another very, very important pro of using it is it's flexible and adaptable. It fits what you want to actually achieve. It answers the why and the hows in your research questions. Two major drawbacks from this method is it is time consuming. It takes a whole lot of time. It could take you 6 months to go around 60 SMEs, like the example I gave. So it takes you about 6 months to go around 60 SMEs, get their full attention, get their full insights on what you are working on. Now, this could be due to the weather condition. It could be due to the seasonal condition. The SMEs could be reluctant to provide personal information about them, or they could be busy, or they have business issues that, of course, would be more important to them. They might not give you approval because of privacy issues, ethical issues. This is one of the reasons why it will take you a long time to gather interview. Another drawback is it is difficult to generalize the findings because every SME has their own standpoint. Person A says it is not good, person B says it is good, but it has these challenges. Bringing these insights together to form a thematical review will be quite difficult, and of course, it shows that it cannot be generalized to everybody. To analyze this method, you are going to use in vivo. This software helps you analyze qualitative methods. The next type of method we are going to talk about is the quantitative method. Now, the quantitative method uses numerical figures to test hypotheses. So basically, it uses numerical data to test hypotheses and help us to understand if we are to accept or to reject the tested hypothesis. It focuses on questions such as what, where, and how. The major difference between this method and the qualitative method is that it is structured, it is objective, and it is statistically driven. So it is backed up by numbers, it is backed up by data, it is backed up by hypotheses. Data collection using this method involves surveys like sharing of questionnaires. It involves use of secondary data from companies, from database, from academic researches. It also involves use of experiments done in the lab, trying to check the weights of rats, trying to check the weights of mouses, check and draw inference in the data. It is more reliable, it gives you insight, it is structured, it is statistically driven as compared to the qualitative method. One of the very important pros of this is that it is more objective. You can generalize the findings, and it is easy to replicate. So it's more objective, you can generalize the findings, and it's easy to replicate across every other regions. The cons of using this method lie on the fact that it lacks depth as compared to the qualitative method that allows you to get data. Takes a lot of time for you to get data, but it gives you a wide range of answers that you could, from, or you could generate insights from them. It also oversimplifies complex issues. So issues that are complex, issues that need more discussion, the quantitative method doesn't look at it the way the qualitative method will look at it, from different perspectives, from different persons, bringing a huge amount of data. If you want to conduct this kind of analysis using quantitative data, you can use SPSS, Excel, or eViews. There are lots of tools that you can use, but these ones are the major tools that you would use to analyze the data. Now we'll talk about the last method, which is the mixed method. In the mixed method, you have to combine qualitative insights and quantitative data together to form a better interpretation, to bring a clearer picture to what you are working on. This happens when one method alone cannot fully address the research questions you are working on. It is also used to validate findings from multiple sources. Say you have findings from qualitative source and findings from quantitative source. For example, you have data from your questionnaire and you have data from interviews using open-ended questions. You could bring them together side by side to answer each research question you have in your work. It gives us a full picture compared to the one that we have used, for example, using each method as a standalone, that's using quantitative method or qualitative method. You might be working on a research project that needs you or that requires you to share 500 questionnaires and conduct 20 interviews. In this kind of research or project, you use the mixed method. What are the pros of this mixed method? It gives us a clearer picture. It gives us a comprehensive and detailed insight in what we are working on. It is used to balance the strength of each or both approaches, which is the qualitative and the quantitative. The cons of using this method lie in the fact that you have to be a pro or a professional in both methods, which is the qualitative and quantitative Another very important point to note is that it is time consuming and it also consumes your resources. Of course, if you want to use this method, you should get ready for the pros and the cons. You should also remember that the methodology that you choose should be suitable for what you are working on. You should be able to answer your research questions. Also, make sure that what you are trying to do aligns, or the method you're trying to use aligns with your objectives. If you found this video helpful, like, share, comment, and become a follower. Also, if you have any questions or you want me to do another video that is related to this, drop it in the comment section and we'll know how to go about it.